Hello, Kato, mynaturalhappiness.com, creator of the Seeds of Change program to help you go from hamster wheel to happiness, and founder of Reading School of Reiki. I hope you're having the most amazing week. Today, I just wanted to surround you with another hug because we've got this far in the year, and to say, you know what, you're doing great. You're doing great. Last week, I talked about reaching out and asking for help and addressing the stubborn side of some of the clients who come to me because they resonate with the stubborn side of myself, in all fairness. So, it might be a little bit stubborn sometimes. And I wanted to just go on from that because we were talking about reaching out and asking for help. And one of the things that can happen when we perhaps are a little bit more stubborn, because we were brought up to be this way. People of, women of my generation have been brought up to, and men actually, is to achieve. We can do this, we can achieve whatever it is. Set your mind to something and you can go get it, and you are strong, you are independent, you don't need help, etc. And actually the truth is that no man or woman is an island, and reaching out and asking for help can be really, really important. It's the best thing I've ever done in several areas in my life. So I wanted to just carry on from that a little bit and say what can happen if we change our mind in life. Because if I know I have personally done this, and I know I'm not the only person, is that we've worked and worked and worked and worked and worked for a goal, and then we get there and we think, oh, actually, I don't like the view from here. I don't actually want to do this. And then a sense of pride kicks in. If we're really honest, a sense of pride, or if I'm honest, a sense of pride can kick in, and it's just not wanting to admit that we've achieved something and actually we don't want to stay there, and actually we want to change the course of our life again. And that can cause its own stresses, and it can cause its own sort of turmoil of achieving something and then thinking, and that can then create a negative emotion, and it is difficult. So I just wanted to come on today and say it's okay if you change your mind. If you get somewhere and realise it's not what you want, it's okay to change your mind. I have done this in the past. This is something I went through. When I first went self-employed all those years ago, I thought I had to be all things to everyone. And so although I was already Reiki trained and crystal therapy trained, and I've already had started on the mindfulness, the meditation, the happiness side of things, working with the elements of nature, working with the crystals, working with natural things, I am working on helping people achieve their dreams, wishes and goals. I was already on that path, and I thought I had to be all things to everyone when I first went self-employed. And so I did a massage diploma and then a reflexology diploma, which I'm very glad I did because they've helped me personally. The aromatherapy has absolutely helped me personally. The aromatherapy, without a doubt, because that's, again, working with nature. So I'm really glad I did that. And I got very quickly a full massage practice. And it was when I was working as many hours as that I was working in the corporate world for less money than I was in the corporate world, and I was just as tired because massage is a very physical job. I realised that I got there and I got this full practice. It was brilliant, and actually I didn't want to be there anymore. Now, I still have a few massage clients. I haven't actively said no to anybody. My regular clients who have continued to come to me, I have a few in there. Most of my massage clients are actually clients for Reiki or Seeds of Change, or they're other clients. And so I'm not going to say no to them because I serve them in a much bigger way across their entire life. And I stopped advertising, and I stopped talking about it, and I stopped doing things, because I got there having worked really hard. I got this really full practice. I mean, I was working 12 hours a day sometimes, because I did all the things that I was coached to do, which is what we were talking about last week with the asking for help. And I got really full practice really quickly, which I'm really blessed, because a lot of massage therapists start off and they struggle because they haven't asked for outside help. Anyway, I got there and I realised that I perhaps didn't enjoy the view as much, because I realised I was working as hard. And the reason I left the corporate environment was because I didn't want to be that stressed, and I didn't want to be that tired, and I didn't want to be that exhausted, and I wanted to find some inner happiness and inner calm. And so gradually I've changed my, refocused on the original Reiki, mindfulness, meditation, helping people be happy, helping people achieve their dreams, wishes and goals. And that was what I was originally doing. And I thought I had to add something to it, which then overtook it. So I went back to my roots, for want of a better word. So, admitting that I'd got there, and actually it wasn't great, wasn't easy for me. And the reason I'm sharing this story with you is, if you've been working really hard to get somewhere, if you've been working really hard to get that promotion, to get that new job, if you've been working really, really, really hard to get that peer recognition that perhaps you have been, that you've been wanting for years and years and years and years and years of your life, and you've got that, and you suddenly think, actually, I'm not quite sure I want this anymore. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to achieve that and then go, yeah. And so often our pride will get in the way. Do you know what? We're only here once, in this body anyway, in this time. You're only here once in this time. So if you've got somewhere after working hard and you've realised that you don't want it, say it out loud, even if it's to yourself in the mirror one day with no one else listening. Just say the words out loud and start to think about perhaps what it is that you really want. Because for me, when I did that and I realised I wanted to go back to my original roots, I have it's been quite a few years since I've even mentioned massage in any adverts. And honestly, I now have the most amazing clients come through, and I run the most amazing courses and meditation retreats, and I help people achieve their dreams, wishes and goals. And going back to my roots and going back to what fulfills my soul is the best thing I ever did. Even though I had to admit that I did a year's worth of study, a lot of stressful study, because it is, well, I remember I've got a client who's a doctor, and she looked through my textbook from that. She was like, this is first year of medical school? Like, yes, I went for, I went, like I said last week, I asked for help and I went and got the best possible training I could. And it was first year of medical school stuff that I did. And it was really intense. And I, even though I did all of that, I still realised, my alarm's going off. I'm not going to edit that out. That's life. I realised that it wasn't what I wanted to do. So it was a hard thing to do, to admit that. And it was the best thing I ever did, because by doing that, I've concentrated on what I do want to do in life. I'm concentrating on what makes me happy, what fulfills my soul, and therefore I can serve more people with more love in my heart, knowing that I am happy at the end of the day. So it's okay to admit that we've changed our mind on something. It's just sharing a personal story there for you, that I was called to do so. Sending you so much love. Just so much love. Kate, mynaturalhappiness.com, creator of the Seeds of Change program to help you go from hamster wheel to happiness, founder of Reading School of Reiki. Take care. Lots of love. Speak to you soon.